Hey guys, it's Du from Denmark here, and welcome to my review of the new Duel of the Planeswalker 2015 game. One thing you notice when you enter the game is that they got a complete overhaul when it comes to the design, which I actually think is really awesome. I really like how the menu look and how the when you play on the battlefield, how it looks and so on, which is really nice in this game. It might cause some computers to lag a bit, at least mine does. So that's a bit on the downside, but it's not like it's really a lot though. But I think it's a really beautiful concept that they have done with this new design. When you start the single player mode, you have to choose which color you want to play with, where you can see what the color is all about. And for new players, I think this is really good because you can now read about what each color will do. For experienced player, this is just kind of weird though, but I don't think it's a big of a problem though. Then you have to choose your afterwards. After you've chosen your color, you will get to choose which starting deck you want to play with. And here you can choose from different type of decks that have your chosen colors, which also means that you can either get the color you've chosen to play mono with, but also other colors, which is kind of fun. The only downside is that there's no way that you can check what this deck is all about, other than description. Other than go in the menu, you can go into card collection and check what colors you have unlocked with this starting deck. When you have chosen the color you want to play with and the deck you want to play with, you now have to go through a tutorial where you have to beat the opponent in order to get to start the campaign, which is really good again for the new players, so they can learn the game. But for the more experienced players, it's really annoying that you now have to do this, and there aren't any way you can skip this, which I have never understood why, because it was like this in the last game too, where you had to go through a tutorial. So yeah, that's a bit stupid, but at least you get to know the deck, I guess. When you defeat the tutorial, you will automatically get one card from a booster pack that you can use for the deck you've chosen. You then get into this deck building, which is the new thing in Magic 2015, where you can make your deck as you want, but you still have to unlock a lot of cards in order to do this. If you want new cards for the deck building, you have to go through the campaign, where as usual you have to defeat a certain opponent, and then you will get new cards for your card collection. So you can end up with getting a lot of cards that you can build whatever you want to build. If you don't want to play with a starting deck and want to make your own deck right from the start, you really have to buy boosters or card collections, or even foils if you are that desperate to get all your cards in foil, if you really want that. For €179 you can buy a booster with 10 cards in it. You can buy up to 12 boosters if you want. You can also buy card collections, which means that in the campaign we are going to be dueling a lot of planeswalkers and so on, where they have a lot of cards we can actually get. But with this collection you can get all the cards from this plane. Each of these planes cost you €4, and you can actually buy the whole bundle if you want. That costs you €18. If you want your cards to be turned into foil, you can actually also do that. For €1 you can turn 30 of your cards into foil cards. For €2 you can do that to 100 of them, and for 7 you can do that for 300 of them. I kind of feel like compared to last year's game, it doesn't seem like I'm being forced to do this. While in the last year with the 2014 game, you kinda, if you really wanted new cards, you kinda had to buy a booster to get new cards to build from in the sealed deck. But with this, it seems like you still can get a lot of cards from just doing campaigns, and then do whatever deck you want. But it still seems like you've really been ripped off by these prices, because in the end it's quite a lot if you pay a lot for this. But I could see people really want to do something with the cards, and then buy boosters and so on. Maybe even people that are desperate enough to buy collections. But I think it's a bit better than last year's game though. The menu also have a card collection where we can see all the cards that are in this game. At the card collection we can also see the cards that we have unlocked, and see that what we have to what we can build from when making our own decks and so on, and which card belong to where and so on. A cool thing with this card collection is that we can click on a card we find interesting, and then see where the card is from and which plane it is from, so we can go to that plane and fight the target's planeswalker we have to kill in order to get these kind of cards, which is actually really awesome, I think. All in all, I think this game is really fun, and a lot better than the 2014 version, because especially with this where we can make our own deck. Sure, we are really limited when it comes to that. We first have to unlock stuff and so on, where I think it could be a lot more fun if we could do that from the start and just go from there when we have made our own decks like we wanted to. But it's really not that limited compared to last year's game where you had to draft from a pool and so on. So I definitely think that that part is really fun. I think the story line is also really interesting with Garruk and Liliana and so on. So I definitely think it's a really good game. You can leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of this game, and maybe if you got any questions you want answered, you're more than welcome to also leave me a comment down below. And in general, if you just want to talk about this game, you can leave me a comment. Next week will be next weekend actually, not this weekend but next weekend again. The Comic-Con will begin, where there should be a lot of spoilers for the new upcoming Khans of Tarkir. So if you want to stay up to date with this, you can subscribe to me. Until next time, have fun guys.